In the heart of Rio de Janeiro, a legend was born. Master Joao, a jiu-jitsu prodigy, stood out from the crowd. His red GI symbolized his fiery spirit and unwavering courage. In a sea of white and blue, Joao's red uniform blazed like a beacon. It drew attention wherever he went. Joao's red GI became synonymous with excellence, but Joao knew true mastery came from within. Master Joao's reputation spread like wildfire. Stories of his incredible feats circulated throughout the jiu-jitsu community. He could take on multiple opponents at once and emerge victorious every time. It seemed almost superhuman. Jiu-jitsu master as Joao. Word of my skills reached far beyond Brazil. International champions sought me out. They wanted to test their mettle against the man in the red GI. Joao welcomed every challenge with a smile. He saw each bout as an opportunity to learn and grow. His technique was a sight to behold. Joao moved with the grace of a dancer and struck with the precision of a surgeon. He seemed to anticipate his opponent's moves before they made them. It was as if he could read their minds. Promising student as Carlos, I watched my master with awe and admiration. I dreamed of one day possessing even a fraction of Joao's skill. I trained tirelessly, pushing myself to my limits and beyond, all in the hope of making my master proud. One sweltering summer day, 3 American jiu-jitsu masters arrived in Rio. They had come with one purpose: to challenge the man in the red GI. The news spread quickly through the academy. Students gathered to witness the spectacle. Jiu-jitsu master as Joao. I greeted my challengers with respect and warmth. I bowed deeply, honoring their journey. The Americans, towering and muscular, looked formidable, but Joao remained calm and centered. His red GI seemed to glow in the afternoon sun. The match began, and Joao's skill immediately became apparent. He moved like water, flowing around his opponent's attacks. One by one, the Americans tapped out. Joao had defeated all 3 without breaking a sweat. The crowd erupted in cheers. Promising student as Carlos. I watched from the sidelines, my heart pounding with excitement. I had never doubted my master's ability, but seeing it in action against such worthy opponents was inspiring. I knew I had chosen the right path and the right teacher. Word of Joao's victory over the Americans spread rapidly. It wasn't long before a new challenge arose. 5 Japanese masters, each a legend in their own right, arrived in Brazil. They sought to test the limits of Joao's abilities. The atmosphere in the academy was electric. Students whispered excitedly as the Japanese masters entered. Their crisp white GIs contrasted sharply with Joao's crimson uniform. The stage was set for an epic confrontation.
What followed was a masterclass in jiu-jitsu. Joao moved with impossible speed and precision. He countered every technique thrown his way. One by one, the Japanese masters found themselves submitted. Joao's red GI remained unruffled throughout the intense battle.
Carlos watched in awe, his admiration for his master growing with each passing moment. He saw not just physical skill, but mental fortitude. Joao's calm demeanor never wavered, even in the face of such formidable opposition. Carlos vowed to cultivate that same inner strength.
As Joao's fame reached new heights, a final challenge emerged. 10 of Brazil's top jiu-jitsu masters united. They declared their intention to face Joao simultaneously. The martial arts world held its breath. Could even the man in the red GI overcome such odds? The day of the match arrived. The academy was packed to capacity. Tension filled the air as Joao faced his 10 opponents. His red GI stood out starkly against the sea of white. The signal was given, and the match began.
What followed was nothing short of miraculous. Joao moved like a force of nature. He redirected attacks, used opponents against each other, and found openings where none seemed to exist. One by one, the Brazilian masters tapped out, until Joao stood alone, victorious once again.
The crowd erupted in cheers. Carlos rushed to his master's side, overcome with emotion. He had witnessed the impossible. Joao had cemented his place in jiu-jitsu history. The legend of the red gi would live on forever.
As the excitement died down, Carlos approached his master. How had Joao maintained such composure?
Joao smiled warmly at his eager student. He gestured for Carlos to sit beside him. Carlos, Joao began, you've seen me face many challenges, but there's something you should know.
Carlos held his breath in anticipation.
With a mischievous grin, Joao continued, the real reason I wear this red GI is quite simple. It's to hide the fact that I'm absolutely terrified during these matches.
Carlos's jaw dropped in disbelief.
Joao burst into laughter at his student's expression. True strength comes not from fearlessness, but from facing your fears. And sometimes a little humor helps too. Now, let's go practice those arm bars.
Carlos realized he had learned his most valuable lesson yet, humility and the ability to laugh at oneself.